What is going on, everybody? Art Eddie here for another Geek Show. And with me, of course, is my co-host, Patrick Quinn. What's up, man?
What is going on? Dude, I totally forgot that it was time to do our show. I got a message from you, and I'm like, running upstairs. Like, oh, my goodness. So I had to, throw my stuff on and everything. For some reason, I'm operating on this thing that it's Wednesday, but it's totally not Wednesday today. All right, everybody, where are you watching from? Tell us what city we are in, what state, what country, what region, what province, whatever you are. What's the thing they have in Louisiana? Parish. And that sure is awesome, Art, by the way.
Thank you, man. Of course, you can kind of see it right there, referring to the movie, the book, Ready Player One, but the movie's coming out next month. Can't wait for that.
Awesome.
And speaking of movies, we want to know what your favorite parenthood, fatherhood movie is. Just leave in the comment section below. And to do that, we have an awesome guy. Not only is he the head of his, the school's PTA, he's a father, but he wrote a movie called Fix. It came out on February 13th. If you listen to the Life of Dad After Show, you probably already heard the conversation, but we're gonna have some more fun. It's none other than Bryan Erwin. Thanks for taking the time to chat, Bryan. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. You know, it's funny. I never really thought that my lead title when I get introduced to people would be, he also is the head of the PTA.
I think, as we all know, when you're a dad, things in life change. You know, you go from having a great single life, and you have your own personality. You're doing your own thing, but now it's everything. You're married, and you got kids, and you're on their schedules now, and your titles change, right?
Oh yeah.
I think that's the way we should all do it. We should all do it with just start off with our least accomplishments, our smallest accomplishments. Hey, I'm Patrick Quinn. I put on pants today. I also, do this.
I think being part of the PTA is a bigger thing than putting on pants with all the headaches you have to deal with, right, Bryan?
Probably.
I've gone deep. I'm in the deep state of the PTA. The beauty of it is once you're in, you know everything. There are times I'm very jealous of drop-off parents because they know nothing. And you know what? They always have smiles on their faces. So they did it right. I actually love doing it, and my kids think it is the coolest thing in the world. I also want to be very clear. The PTA president actually has no powers whatsoever. It's just a really cool title for some people to carry around with them. And I did put it on my LinkedIn profile.
You gotta wield that thing like with an iron fist. Get out there and make the power.
That's right. Yeah. I mostly just take pies in my face and tell the parents to give us some money so we can get some more things at the school. That's pretty much the basic of it.
Perfect. Nice.
I love the fact a lot of people are giving their movies like Finding Nemo, Big Daddy, all these other good things, John Q. We're going to talk about Fix in 1 second. I love this one right here. Kyle goes, I learned everything I need to know from Taken.
Yes.
And not only was that movie, you scared, the crap out of every parent for letting their kids go abroad, but also it created those memes where you see Liam Neeson's character I don't know who gave my kid this whistle, but I'm going to find you.
He said something. There's three. Is it 3 Taken movies?
Yeah,
I forget.
Taken and Really Taken.
Okay. He said something like after the end of whatever the last one was, he was just like, I can't do another Taken movie. That's just bad parenting at that point. And I was like, that's just amazing. So,
I think the last one is Too Taken, Too Furious. Tokyo Drift.
Nice. Bryan, talk about your movie Fix. Give a little, background on it, and talk a little about who's starring in it, man. Because just talking to you, seeing the movie and all that stuff, it's really good. Especially hits the wheelhouse for my age as a parent, vasectomy and all that good stuff. Talk a little bit about it, man.
Yeah, I mean, the movie it's definitely grounded in reality, and a lot of that reality comes from my personal experiences of being a stay-at-home dad, getting a vasectomy, driving a minivan, having a complete and utter meltdown when I got a vasectomy in a minivan, and thought, who am I? Literally. I think we joked about this on the show when we talked about it the other day. It's I moved to Los Angeles from Wisconsin, and my plan wasn't listen, what's the easiest way to break into Hollywood? Oh, I know, get married, have kids, get a vasectomy, start driving a minivan around town, and eventually someone will make a movie about that, right? That's just not, the way it works. But it ended up being that. It was I took along with the director, Alonzo Mayo, who kind of saw a lot of my emotional meltdown on Facebook because I used to write about him all the time. we took that and tried to turn it into something I think that's pretty relatable to anybody that is in parenting and has had family. Is we kind of laughed about the vasectomy is kind of the joke of the film, because most men, they see it as like some form of giving up or an impending doom, or like that's it for you, right? It's such a misplaced panic, especially after having done it, and some people just are like, never going to happen. I'm like, well, enjoy your 14 kids then, because that's the only way. You're playing with fire, But no, we talked about it, and we wanted to be able to take all that anxiety of parenting and even the ugliness of it and find a way to fight through it, and in a funny way, with bad friends giving you bad advice, and then ultimately at least saying, you know what, if you just embrace the ugliness, life's not so bad. That's kind of like the overall riding theme. Oh, and also listen to your wife, because women seem to have it more put together when it comes to family. So.
Well, listen, I wouldn't knock the minivan. I love minivans. I think they're the best cars ever. They are the truck that you need it, but people won't ask you to help them move, and that's the minivans are perfect. They're so bueno.
Okay, well, that's good. You've gone over and you gave up. I
embrace my side.
There's two things I will tell you about the minivan. I remember when I got it. It was by the time we took it home, it was a little bit dark. We traded in our Tahoe for the minivan, and when you get home, like sometimes the neighbors will come out because they see you got a new car. So the neighbors come out and I'm staring at it, and I told my neighbor, I go, when you look at these new minivans, the way they make them, they don't even really look like minivans anymore. And he just pats me on the back and goes, "Let it go, man. You are in denial. That is a minivan. I'm leaving now. You need to get over it."
So, Bryan, do you have on the back of your on your van as a bumper sticker, "I used to be cool"?
You know what? You don't have to say that, because what I've also learned is that when you drive around a minivan, no one's looking at you. So there's really no messages that need to be said.
You're just blind. You're just a big blank space.
Yeah.
Rolling down the road. Yeah.
I mean, minivans are literally just there to collect science projects. And what I mean, not the ones they make in school, the ones they leave in the car that you don't find for about 4 months until you pull a seat back and you're like, is that a banana or what is that?
The back of my minivan is just like a sea of like uneaten Cheerios and goldfish and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. I've got the one with the vacuum that built in, and we just don't use it. I'm like, oh, that's a neat little thing that I'm never gonna take out. So
can the vacuum suck up the rotten dairy?
How much puke can I get into this shop vac?
Oh, I don't know how you guys are. I had a silent puker in my family, and what I mean by that is he never announced it. He would just do it. So you never knew the impending doom that was about to happen inside the car. It just all of a sudden, spaghetti. And it's just like it's all over the
place. Surprise spaghetti is the best kind of spaghetti.
Again, we're talking with Bryan Erwin. He wrote the movie Fixed. And talk a little bit about it, because we have a person want to know the name of the movie. It's you can get it anywhere, like on iTunes, anywhere on digital on demand, except Netflix, right?
It's on all VOD platforms, iTunes and Amazon, where most people probably live is at iTunes and Amazon. Netflix will be the last stand. It's kind of like for those kids out there that don't know what I'm talking about. It's kind of like when we were growing up. It went to the movie theater, then you waited 16 years for it to come out on HBO or in commercial television. And then eventually this amazing thing called Blockbuster showed up, and that's where you get it there. But no, it's Netflix will be the last place. So you won't find it on Netflix for a while, but you can find it everywhere else for purchase and for rent. Specifically, iTunes and Amazon is probably the easiest links for everybody.
Nice. I'm going to be checking that out this week. That guy Sean who just said that, I never would have thought of Apocalypto as a parenting movie. But damn it if it isn't. That guy is rushing back to save his kids. Good call, Sean. That is an awesome movie. If anybody has not seen Apocalypto, go out and check that out. Do not watch it with your kids. Because of the beheadings and whatnot.
What about you, Bryan? What was maybe now, what's your favorite besides Fix, of course, but what's another good fatherhood or parenthood movie that you dig?
I was always, this is going to sound weird, but I identified mostly with dysfunction, which is funny because even though I'm the youngest of 7. I come from a very big family, Midwestern family in Wisconsin. And My family, was traditionally dysfunctional, but nothing like overly bad. But for whatever reason, when I watched movies, it seemed like the ones that I was attracted to comedically was like Vacation, right? I mean, those families are a mess, right?
Awesome.
And I actually loved every early Steven Spielberg movie. Those families, if you think about it, when you actually look at it, because we're so fascinated by all the science fiction in it, but those families, they functioned like real families, but they were also kind of a mess. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know why I got more out of the dysfunction than I did the perfection,
I was just watching E.T. this morning, actually, like something like 3 a.m. And I never really noticed before. I was like, oh, there's no dad in this movie, But that mom must have been a baller, because that house they had was killer, right up against the mountains and stuff. Long driveway for the kids to back down. So yeah, I never picked up on that. And so you just said that right now, actually.
Yeah, he loves dysfunctional families, and apparently so did I. I think you learn more from dysfunction than you do from the good stuff anyway, let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, what's
learn by failing, right?
Yes.
You're one of 7. I'm the second oldest of 6, so.
Oh.
Irish Catholic also?
Irish Catholic, yes. We did not have a farm.
Man, we love it.
Daddy's Home 1 and 2 people. Sean was saying, what else? People are asking again, the name of the movie is Fixed, F-I-X-E-D. And talk about some
got himself fixed.
Yeah.
Fixed, yes.
About, first of all, RJ, congrats. Had your first baby.
That's
Congratulations. Nice.
Talk a little about the casting process. I love the fact that we were talking a little bit about, we'll get into like the secondary characters, but talk first about the main characters in the film.
The main character, Alan, we found him actually a week before production. We were struggling to get our main character because it was not because I was looking at it like, oh, he's not enough like me, which is funny because in the end, a lot of people were like, oh my God, I just watched you in a movie. I'm like, that was not me. Okay. I'm not that screwed up, but he did carry some of my mannerisms. But no, if Andy Como was the person that we ended up ultimately finding, casting is a very difficult process because when you're trying to put a movie together, if you don't get the right people in place, it's a train wreck right off the get-go. I mean, I'm sure everybody here is a Star Wars fan, and I'm sure everybody's heard about all the other people that potentially were going to be in those leads in the original Star Wars. And if you imagine what that movie would have looked like had they cast it a different way, we wonder if we'd still be talking about Star Wars today. So it's kind of like, not comparing my movie to Star Wars, but that's how difficult it is to get the right chemistry and find the right people to deliver. But Andy might not like me saying this, but he was so sad when he came in. They were like, "Oh, he looks defeated. He'll do great." And he was. He played the perfect defeated man that had to find his way in life. Because honestly, that was kind of the big part of the genesis. Was like, when you're a stay-at-home dad, it's isolating. It's depressing at first. You're making a conscious choice to get in a world that you're not familiar with. All that stuff. And so there is that. There are a lot of dark moments and a lot of lonely times, and you do feel very defeated as a man who's not the breadwinner, not the guy that's going to the office every day with a suit like our parents did. Like, you start battling all these inner demons, and then eventually you kind of have to find your way out of that. And so he fit that perfectly. But because it was a comedy and we didn't want to make it a dark drama,
you don't want everyone to cry.
we decided that the best thing to do was cast idiots around him, because we all have our dumb idiot friends that never give us good advice as men. So when you're going through it, yeah, exactly. Just point it in any direction.
We are each other's idiot.
Yeah. If you want bad advice, just look for any man in the room and go to him first. He'll never give you the best advice. But so devil on one shoulder, angel on the other, and kind of great mix of those guys trying to, talk their way through it, being stay-at-home dads, trying to figure it out, and making the mistake of drawing a line between men versus women, not realizing that the women will always win those battles because they're just better at it. And I mean that in the nicest way. They are better. They're more well thought out. They just got it, man. They got it figured out. But no, that's kind of the thing. So Nelson Franklin, who's a great character actor, is one of his buddies, and Leonard Roberts is another one of his buddies. They have a podcast, something that I had also dabbled in parenting podcast back in the day. And then the women, Courtney Hengler, Erin Hayes, and Keisha Sharp, Those are the moms in it, and everybody did a great job. They really did. It was a great, fun movie to make. And these guys go on a little journey, let's just say, for a weekend and see if they still want to be men or not.
And then, of course, the doctor, you and I talked about before, too, played by Alan Ruck. For people who might not know the name but know the face or the character, portrayed Cameron in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Talk about because I love that, I love that him as an actor. Talk a little about the backstory about getting him in this role, because it's pretty cool. Yeah,
he was actually the second to last person that we cast, and when he got the script, because he plays Dr. Ken in the movie. We basically he plays in nightmare/dream sequences and the real urologist in the film. So he's playing two different characters, right? He's playing a psycho doctor in the flashbacks. I don't want to wreck too much of the movie, feeding into all the fears of Alan, our main character, and then Maine. But he plays this great, arrogant. You don't see him driving a sports car, but he drives a sports car character. And when he got the script, he signed on immediately because he had just came off. He was still fresh from a vasectomy when he showed up on set.
Oh,
and so he connected completely with this film.
Perfect. I liked him in Speed. That was the best.
He was also, I believe, in Spin City, right? He was that's the show that was on for quite a while.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know if I just dated myself by talking about shows that
I think we're right there with you. I think a lot, except for the guy who just had a baby, we're probably right along with you on that. So,
Dan says quite silent when this movie's coming out during a time when the trend is to have a party around vasectomies.
Nice.
Heard about that?
Like the brosectomy. I'd never heard that before. I get to walk away with new lingo today.
See, that's the reason why people love the show. Like, they not only do they have fun, like talking about pop culture and geek worlds and all that other cool stuff, but you learn something new. So
learn. Hooray.
So
you said you did. Oh, I'm sorry. You said you did get a vasectomy, though, correct?
No, not yet.
You did not.
Talking about it. Yeah.
We're talking about it. No, she's telling you and you're listening. You're not talking about anything. I love when people say they're like, yeah, we're discussing it. There's no discussion. You're just wondering when you're going to just give up and go do it. There's literally, look, you're playing with fire. If you're enjoying that arena, that's great. Go back to the Thunderdome. See what happens.
I love it.
I actually got a vasectomy mentor. I actually was not sure about the whole process. So I found somebody at our preschool. Actually, some of you guys might know him. He's a comedic actor named Rob Corddry. He's been in Hot Tub Time Machine and that Christmas movie that just came out this year as well. Great
awesome.
actor, Children's Hospital. And we actually went to breakfast, and I picked it's a weird thing to go talk about at breakfast. Take me through the process, sir. And he just thought the whole thing was ridiculous that I needed to know. But you know what? He was my mentor. And when it was all done, I was like, all right, I'm going to do this.
When you first said you had a mentor, I thought that was like a job somebody has. Hello, my name is Robert. I'm a vasectomy mentor.
Yeah, I'm a vasectomy mentor.
Walk you through the process.
He did not, as I say, he did not join me in the room and hold my hand during it. So it wasn't.
I'm gonna cup you all the way through this, sir.
He wasn't. What are the women that come in the birthing room with the woman giving? He wasn't my vasectomy midwife in the.
Your mid-husband?
Vasectomy.
Yeah. Vasectomy Buddha. Nice. Oh, awesome. Bryan, thanks again for taking the time. People, make sure you check out the movie Fixed. iTunes, anywhere video on demand is being held.
Not Netflix.
Except for Netflix. For more, you definitely check out the Life of Dad After Show. Bryan and I had a sweet chat. You can check that out. While you're on iTunes buying Fixed, you can just download the free interview that I had with Bryan. But everybody, we appreciate, as always, the comments. We're going to be on next week. Who we got next week, Patrick?
Who do we have next week? Oh, next week is Eric, right? One of my buddies, Eric Johansson. I'm kind of all over the place. I'm about to travel, everything like that. He wrote a couple of really awesome sci-fi books. We're going to be checking it out, and it's going to be a fun show. And we're going to be talking about his triplets. How fun is that? Talk about wanting a vasectomy. Knock 3 out. That's time.
That's the ultimate surprise.
Yeah.
Well, again, thanks to Bryan, and thanks for everybody for checking out the Geek Show. We'll see you all next week. See you.
Thank you, guys.